Hi, this is Dr. Pete Butkins. Thanks for joining me today. I want to give you some information about how to talk to a drug abuser, alcoholic, who's resistant, who doesn't want to talk to you, which would include most of the population of active alcoholic and drug abusers. The person is actually living a lie where they're telling themselves that what they're doing is fine. They're in what they call a pre-contemplation stage of change where they're not changing. They're stuck in denial. So when you tell them they've got a problem, even if they get a DUI, they'll stay in denial, fighting for the right to do exactly what they want to do, even if it's self-destructive. Now what you don't want to do is create conflict. The conflict's going to be there. You don't want to create it though. You want the other person to be able to realize that you care, and that's why you're talking to the person. One of the things I say often to someone who gets defensive with me is this is not a debate. I have an advantage because I can self-disclose that I've been there and I know what it's like to be talked to about this. So I really have empathy. I can walk in their shoes. If you haven't been there, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. So the main thing is you want to talk confidently. You don't want to be needy or desperate. You don't want to nag. You don't want to lecture. You don't want to come from a place where you want them to get sober more than they want to get sober, because they'll know that. You got to understand that people that are drug affected or alcohol affected are usually high or they're hungover. As with certain drugs and even alcohol, you can be drunk the next day, you can be high for days later, so you're still drug affected. The other variable is if a person's not in treatment, they're what we call untreated, which means there's going to be a certain level of defiance, there's going to be a certain level of mood swing, unpredictability. It's going to be very hard to predict how they're going to handle what you're saying to them. And what you're going to say to them is, you're worried, you're afraid. You're going to self-disclose with iMessages. I'm afraid because this happened the other night. You came home and you drove and you were very intoxicated, and I got really scared after you got home because I love you and I don't want to see anything happen to you, and I think you're really putting your life in jeopardy. You don't want to get too dramatic about it. You may want to start with one that's a little less dramatic than that. For example, I'm worried about you because your grades are going down, or because you're late for work more often, or on Mondays you're usually calling in and you're asking me to call in. So I'm really getting I feel like a hypocrite, like I'm living a lie, covering you for this when I really don't feel I should be. So the idea is to engage in understanding what you're going through and communicate this to the person without nagging, without lecturing, without doing any of those other things we learn in school about how to motivate someone. They don't work with an alcoholic addict. You don't want to promote your point of view. You don't want to get in a power struggle. The power struggle ends when you let go of the rope. And the way to let go of the rope is tell the person, well, I'm not going to get into a debate with you. This isn't a debate. I just wanted to tell you how I felt. I just want to tell you that this hurts to live with you, or to be around you, or to be associated with you, and I'm scared for you. So, I hope you do something about it. That's the first step when talking to someone about it. Most people have done that. You've probably done it. If you do it without the drama and really trying to reduce conflict and let the person know this is painful for you, there's a chance the person may soften and break denial. So, if you want more information, buy my book, No Relief for the Family, KNOW, on createspace.com. It's also on Amazon. It's really a good comprehensive summary of how to help a family member get sober and clean. Thank you very much.